Here to do a PS3 collection update of my entire collection, which has become pretty expansive. So I'll just try to run through different titles and kind of highlight different ones that might be collectible or somewhat rare. 3D Dot Game Heroes is a sort of pixelated adventure game. Very uncommon if you can find it in the wild, pick it up, but available online. 50 Cent game. Africa. Let's see, All Pro Football here is exclusive to the North American region. So not uncommon where I am whatsoever, but it would be sort of difficult overseas to find. Alone in the Dark, a game that is collectible just because it's a little bit obscure. I have this copy of Batman here, which is in this boxed version, which I hadn't seen prior to picking it up at a GameStop one day. So I guess if you're a completionist looking for all versions, be on the lookout for that. Here's the best of the PlayStation Network, The Only Way to Get Tokyo Jungle, and Fat Princess. Maybe any of these games on disc. It's a little bit weird though because it's Volume 1, Best of the PlayStation Network. I'm not sure if there was ever Volume 2 or beyond. I don't think there was. BioShock, spectacular game everyone's aware of. If you haven't played it, play it. But to find a decent shape version with this slipcover is somewhat rare. I think BioShock Infinite gets too much hate. I really loved that game. Almost as much as the first, but not quite. Call of Duties. Catherine. Collectible. Red Alert, I'd say, is somewhat collectible. It holds its value. There's a lot more Disguise that I don't have here. I've only picked up the 2. El Shaddai is a great game. Super unique art style, kind of you're somewhat like ambiently floating through what seems like a nexus, almost in outer space, of different landscapes. It's really unique and pretty strange, but well put together. Picked up the DLC for Elder Scrolls because it came on a disc, something you don't see anymore. Standalone DLCs. Eternal Sonata. I think you play as Chopin in this game. Super interesting. It came out before PlayStation 3 had trophies, but try to get a hold of this one as it's exclusive to the console. The Fears. This is an interesting one. Definitely hard to come by. This was only sold in Italy, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. You can see this is the original one as it has the actual Ferrari branding on there. Go ahead and Google this one. See if you can find this anywhere. This is hard to find even online. So I challenge you. Also, any game that says not for resale, not to be sold separately, is something that was originally in a pack-in, which I think might have been the case for this, or it was part of a promo thing to actually drive the Ferraris. I'm not exactly sure. Folklore. It's in almost every collector's video, but one you should look out for all the same. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I've mentioned this one before, but somewhat uncommon to get this in the US. You just have to import it online, as we didn't have this black label release in the North American region. know how to say these, but the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, pretty collectible and hard to come across. If you can find them, I'd say pick them up. They're also kind of heavy, which means there's just, a large manual in there. I think any boxed game that's heavy, as ridiculous as that sounds, is worth something. It's a little bit better. It's something you definitely don't see with PS4 games as much anymore. Complete copies of games. Now with new PS4 games, you just get a small slipcover, if anything. Incredible Hulk, somewhat hard to come by ever since the Avengers and Marvel craze. Same with the Iron Mans. 1 and 2 are both holding their value on eBay. Jurassic the Hunted, pretty obscure game. But any dinosaur game I'm in for. Anything that reminds me of Turok from back in the day is great. This is crap though, but it's worth having in your collection. Katamari, definitely one that people pick up. It's hard to find. Really, any boxed PS3 game is hard to find in stores anymore because the system's so old at this point. The Killzone trilogy. I don't know if I can open this very easily on cam, but inside there's a boxed version of Killzone 1, 2, and 3. Killzone 1 being the real treasure of this collection because it was never released for the PS3. That's a PS2 game and really hard to come by. Killzone 2 and then Steelbook of Killzone 3. And then the Killzone trilogy. So I don't know how many versions of Killzone 3, probably 3 copies of it. Kingdom Hearts. Shadows of the Damned is one that I had to get online. I had just never seen a good condition copy in stores. It's a Suda51 game, which is why it's harder to come by. Also, I'd say if you're really looking to be a collector, be on the lookout for a lot of these combo packs with movies. There's a couple of them, and they're rare to come across. Lollipop Chainsaw, another Suda51, I believe. I don't have Lost Planet 3 for some reason. Don't know why. Never picked it up. Magus is one that's still available on Amazon, I think. Super obscure title. Kind of an easy platinum, though, if you're into that. The Mass Effects. This one particularly is a part of same deal as the Killzone trilogy. This is a European release that came with a separate boxed copy of Mass Effect 1, and this one is even harder to find than Killzone 1. Really difficult to locate this and track it down. You can find them on eBay every once in a while, but the prices are pretty ridiculous. I was able to snag mine from a European retailer that shipped to the US that wasn't eBay, so that was kind of lucky. It was the last copy available. In the North American region, we have that more jewel case version of all 3 games that come in one case, which is cool, but it's just not an individually boxed game, which is what I think is really cool to set aside here on the shelf with everything else. Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. I think this got a reprint at some point, but still pick it up if you can find it. This is kind of interesting. I got the Netflix stored in a extra Assassin's Creed case that I have here. But if you happen to still have your Netflix disc that came in the original box of your PS3, it's actually pretty obscure and collectible, as odd as that sounds. I've kind of made it makeshift to make it look like a PS3 title just by putting it along the spine of a existing case. But anyways, if you have this, be on the lookout for it. Maybe sort through your old stuff, see if you have it in the box, because it's worth something. Newer releases for the system. I don't know if they've come out with any more, but Limited Run came out with these 2 games on the PS3, which I think are super great. So if you consider yourself a completionist collector and you don't have these, then your collection's not complete. These came out, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, at most, really. And I think it's great that they came out for the PS3 and have actual PS3 games. I don't know if Limited Run has done any more since then. You can see LRP3 for PlayStation 3, I assume. -01 is the first release for the system. And then 02. There's the 2 Operation Flashpoint games. Focus. There we go. The orange box, which has always been somewhat collectible for the system. Such a great deal on gaming. Pick it up if you can find it, and you'll have hours and hours of fun. One of the games, I believe, in it. Portal 2? Yeah. Oh, and introducing Portal. Okay, so you get Portal on the orange box, and then pick up Portal 2 separately. It was really fun co-op. Rain is an interesting one. Got this from Japan. There is a super obscure and extremely collectible variant of this game, I think called Lost in the Rain, and it's worth hundreds of dollars if you can track that one down. So I picked up this one from Japan just to have it on the shelf. Pretty cool to have. I haven't actually played it. I'm not sure if there's English subtitles in this or not. Then I believe this is the complete Ratchet & Clank collection for the system, I think. Really, all of them are fairly easy to find, with the exception of Quest for Booty, which I had to get online. A couple of Red Faction games. This one's worth noting, I think. It's a complete collection of all of them, sealed. Picked this up on Amazon for pretty cheap, but kind of a neat thing some collectors might be missing. All the Resident Evil games. There's the Anthology collection, which includes all of those, pretty much all the Resident Evils, all the mainline releases. Sorry, I'm crouching here on the floor to see the rest of these. Alright, Simpsons game. Sought after just because people love The Simpsons, like to put that on a shelf. It has cool artwork. We're to the S's here, guys, so hang with me. Terminator Salvation, super easy platinum. Thor, something that, you know, isn't a great game, but another one of those Marvel games. And the enormous Tom Clancy collection. I had no idea that there were this many Tom Clancy games, but look at them all. It's ridiculous. Another anthology game, which you may not know exists out there. But if you want a complete collection, you definitely need this one in there. Do I have two Future Soldiers? Future Soldier. Are these the same game? Oh no, different covers. All the Transformers games. This version of The Watchmen, which comes with the movie, pretty uncommon and cool. It came out super early in the life cycle of the PS3, so I say pick it up if you can track it down. And that is it. These here at the end are duplicates, so that's the collection. Thanks for watching.